Hannah Martinez, and I'm the Clinical Director of Cascade Outpatient Spine Center located in Bellingham, Washington. So Cascade Outpatient Spine Center is opened in 2016. We are a privately owned ambulatory surgery center and specialize in outpatient spine surgery and spine pain management procedures, so spinal injections. We have one OR and we do almost 2,000 cases per year. We have 4 neurosurgeons and 1 pain management doctor that operate at our facility. We moved to HST starting in January of 2023. We started with the practice management, the PM side in January, and then moved to eChart in April of 23 to have a little bit of an offset of go live dates. We've been using some electronic charting since we opened in 2016, but we've gone through a few different charting systems. And we use HST eChart for our patient documentation, and then the practice management side for case scheduling, billing, reporting, and other features like that. We were previously CeraMed Simplify customers, and HST acquired their clients after a merger happened. So when we found out that Simplify CeraMed was moving to HST, we wanted to look at all of our options and not just go with HST. So we looked at the 3 biggest charting systems that we know of here in the outpatient surgery world, which is SysComplete, Epic, and HST. And we decided to move with HST just because it was an easy transition that was very cost effective for our surgery center. Being privately owned, we don't have corporate structure or backup, so everything's all privately done here. And HST was great because we could increase our efficiencies, reduce our billing errors, and have reporting and data collection tools to improve our processes. One of the things that we love about HST and the idea of it is that you can really customize your charting. Because we're so specialized as a spine surgery center, we don't do a lot of extra charting stuff that we would have to mark not applicable or something like that in other charting systems. So even though it was a huge build and kind of daunting at the beginning, we really were able to customize our charting to increase our flow and accuracy for our nurses, which helped them do more of a buy-in. They wanted to be part of the program, they wanted to be part of the solution, they offer suggestions. And that was a really good wow moment for us to just think, well, we could really customize things so nicely for our patients. Our day-to-day have changed because we can really create customized charting for our patients rather than just doing one blanket chart or a couple different kinds of discharge instructions. As soon as we schedule our patient in the practice management section, it automatically flows into ordering order sets, our anesthesia and intraoperative charting, our physician orders for meds and non-meds, specific discharge instructions. It's so automated now rather than having to go into every chart individually and select different things. It's already part of the build. So that's been really great and really made our flow much better. And then our nurses use the task manager feature weekly in HST eChart and identify their own things that they've missed in their charting, which helps them to learn to not miss it again. And it helps with our chart audit process, so we have less errors there because the nurses have already pre-identified things that they might have missed. We definitely have more accurate and complete charting, which gives me peace of mind when state accreditation surveyors come visit. I don't have to worry about what charts they're going to audit or if we've combed through them to make sure that they're perfect, because we know that they're complete and we know that they're done. And then we can also give a more tailored approach to our patients, like I said, rather than just doing like blanket discharge instructions. It's very specific to their procedure, their day, and their surgeon. And so then it doesn't matter what nurse they get, they're going to get the same discharge instructions and same verbiage, which really helps their understanding. On the practice management side, we use the billing software, which helps us to easily identify which surgeons we still haven't received payment for. Before, it was kind of up in the air of what our AR process was and timing and averages of when we would have our accounts closed. And now our operations manager can look at it every day to know exactly what's been paid, what hasn't been paid, what's allowed, what our estimates are. And we've really been able to tie that in and know financially where we sit and identify those AR records that are over 90 days old and really focus on that one instead of like, oh, I hope we get paid, or well, it's been 9 months. Did we get payment for that? Oh man, I really hope so. Because we just didn't have the reporting process before to really hone it in and know exactly what was happening. It was very manual before, and now it's much more automated, which is better. And then we also know our total value and volume of supplies and medications that we have on hand, exactly what we have. We perform regular inventories and log them into HST so we know what our total value on hand is, which has also become really helpful in all of the shortages of everyone that's having medication and supply shortages that are just crazy right now. We like to keep at least 3 months of supplies on hand, and we know exactly what we have now because HST tells us what's on hand, and then when the nurses confirm the supplies in each chart, it automatically reduces our inventory count, so we continue to know rather than this manual practice of counting every single needle that we have in our stock. They love it. We were lucky enough that they really trust the judgment of the nursing leadership that we have here to say, hey, we think HST is going to be our best option. And so they were really supportive from the beginning, but then being able to have reports that run like for cost, revenue, volume, we can drill down to each surgeon, different procedures, what our average profit margin is for every procedure. We're able to drill down into that, and so that they can really see things in real time, and they've been able to ask questions and we can get answers for them rather than, well, we think this is what it is, or hold it and we'll have to request the report from whatever charting system that we have. We really can own that piece now and do it all ourselves. Yes. We had a surprise CMS survey come through in September, which is very daunting. If you've never been through a CMS or a state survey, it can be very scary. And what normally takes 3 to 4 hours for a chart audit process, and he had told me for 2 days that that was going to be the longest part, that he hates doing this chart audit because it's so difficult. So what usually takes 3 to 4 hours, we completed in a grand total of 37 minutes to doing all of the chart process. I was actually able to give him data before he could even write it down. I was able to go through the chart so quickly because it was so organized and the flow was so great that he couldn't even write numbers down as fast as I was telling him numbers. And then he called it the best charting system that they've ever seen in the state because it's so efficient. And he was blown away by how easily and quickly we could provide all of the data, which is like on-time starts, consent signatures, patient room times, timeout, procedure durations, discharge time. Everything was just right there in all of the blocks and organized. Which also, if you know for a surveyor, the more time they have to dig, the more they're going to dig. So if you give them the information right there and you have it ready to go at the tip of your fingers, then they are not going to dig as much or ask quite as many questions because they know that you're on point with it. And then he even at the end of the week reached back out to me and said that he was bragging to the rest of the surveyors in the state because they have weekly meetings. He was bragging about how amazing our charting system was and asked again what charting system that we used. So that was really a great thing too, that he was even bragging to other people how great our charting system was. Absolutely. It's a little daunting at first because of everything that's thrown at you and all of the training and everything you need to do, but it's so worth it to really dig into it, learn the system, customize it where you can, and really make it your own. HST gives you a great template to start with, and it really is a plug and play thing if you want to go with it, and it's great. But if you take the time to learn the system and really make your own mark on it, it just pays off in dividends with flow, with staff buy-in, and everything. And you can really use the system to the maximum benefit, and your staff is much happier with less redundant charting, and it's much better that way. Here at Cascade Outpatient Spine Center, we are in a unique position in that since we are physician-owned, there's a clinic also that's in the same building. So it's a separate part of the building, but in the same. And currently the charting system that the clinic uses doesn't really talk to HST. And so there's a lot of manual stuff that we still have to put in, like patient demographics and things like that. So they are looking at moving to a charting system that is integrates with HST really well. So it'll be exciting once they do that this summer to really use all of the features that we can do with HST and really see how all of the information can seamlessly go from one place to another. In a few years, we're going to hopefully add on another operating room. So we've gotten to a large amount of our capacity now. And the reason we have been able to get to capacity is because we know what our volumes are and what we can do with our HST reporting systems. So we're going to expand in a few years, and then we'll be able to use more of the HST products, like the patient screen of knowing where the patient screen in the reception area where family members can know where the patient is at. We currently don't do that because we only have one OR, but as we get bigger, then we can use more of those features as well. It went really well. There were several courses that were offered that we completed to learn each step in the process. And then a few of the experts went above and beyond and really helped us learn the blocks and learn things so that we can apply it. There were a lot of videos, and then you're able to also download the videos afterwards and use them later on. So for example, we have new billing people that just came in this month, and even though we went live in 2023, they can watch the videos that HST did to teach us, rather than just learning of, oh, this is what I do. They can actually learn what's supposed to happen. So that's really helpful. One tip that I would actually say when you do implementation with HST is really talk to your implementation team, because there are so many videos. Ask them in what order they should do the videos, rather than, okay, just get everything done. Really think, okay, sequentially, I want to do this one first because I need to learn how to put the patient in before I can schedule a case. Or you don't want to learn billing first before patient demographics get put in. So really sit down with them and learn the overall process so that it's a sequential learning thing, rather than you learn the advanced step before you learn the beginning step. Customer support's amazing. They're always available. You have this online guide to where you can go and type a bunch of different questions in, and that already have frequently asked questions of how to do stuff. And then you can also either call support or email them, and they've been really quick to respond either way. For example, if I call even the practice management side with an eChart question, they will get someone on the phone for you that can help you out. Or if they don't know the answer, they bring someone in right then, rather than, oh, I don't know, it's not on my algorithm, call back another time. They really try to figure out how to help you with your issue. And on the eChart side, they have people that have used eChart before as their customer support, rather than just reading off an algorithm and never actually using the system. They've used the system themselves, and so they know how it functions.